Hey everyone. This is another moment for office hours with Adrienne where I am actually reading your emails that you guys are sending me and I am answering them through a recording. So I have two, I believe I'm going to be able to get through today. Yeah, and I'm gonna read these emails and we're gonna discuss what you guys are emailing me and your questions, and I'm going to answer them in these videos. Okay, so we're about to hop right on in. And just to go ahead and hop on in here, it is the 14th of February. So happy Valentine's Day to all the people, to all the lovers, to all the people in love, even if it's with yourself. Happy Valentine's Day. I don't celebrate, but I'm not gonna be a hater and not say anything to you. I will say I had me and one of my good girlfriends. We were supposed to go out to eat tomorrow. I think just me and her, because we single, child, and we was gonna get all dialed up and go out to eat. And she texted me 2 days ago and was like, "I'm not gonna be able to make it." Girl, do not apologize for that. You ain't never gotta apologize to me for canceling some plans, baby. One thing I love is some good canceled plans. Okay, so I will be chilling this weekend at the house, and I'm happy about that. So I'm fine with that. Before I dive in, I do want to say, if you would like to send me a email with your topic or with your questions or with your concerns, if you go to the link in my bio, there is a button. The button is labeled Office Hours with Adrienne. Fill out the form. It comes to me. I answer your concerns or your questions, however you want to label it. So I want to put that out there for anybody who is interested in sending me an email where you're able to ask me some questions and I'm able to answer. So I want to throw that out there. Now I'm going to hop right into the email. If you see me looking down, I am looking at the email. I'm reading it because I need to be able to read it, and then I need to be able to reference it when I'm talking it out as far as what I think you should do. So if you see me looking down, that's what I am doing. All right. So we are going to, oh, I touched something. Okay. We're going to start, look at me, fidgeting. Okay. Dear Adrienne, I've rewritten this letter 4 times because I'm scared of sounding dramatic, but here it goes. I cannot pick a niche to save my life. I've watched every YouTube video. I've taken notes. I've journaled. I've tried the what's your story method and the who do you want to help method. Ooh. And somehow I feel even more confused. My biggest fear is choosing the wrong niche and wasting more time starting over. Everyone online makes it seem like if I pick the wrong thing, my whole business is doomed. So instead of choosing, I avoid it. I'm tired, Adrienne. I want to start, but I don't trust myself to choose correctly. How do I finally pick a niche without feeling like I'm ruining my future? When it comes to starting a business, picking your niche, and I can't speak for everyone. I will speak for the majority of my clients. When it comes to picking your niche, it is very challenging. And the reason why it is very challenging for the majority of my clients, it is because y'all want to service everybody. And you can't. I don't mean it in a negative way. What I'm saying is you can't service everybody because the reality is everybody is not your ideal client. I'm trying to think of a good example. And when people say don't be broad, some people don't fully understand that meaning of broad. So a good example of a niche, right? Because I am a consultant, right? So of course I would think, right, any consultant, any life coach, um, any fitness trainer, um, teacher, educator, y'all are going to want to service everybody. And even with your industry being broad, that you still can't do that. Okay. So for instance, the niche, how narrow it needs to be, right? So for me, you would think, oh, I want to service everybody. I want to help everybody with every business idea they have, and I want to help them bring it to life, right? Okay. I have over 10 years experience in consulting, right? The issue with trying to service everybody is that you can't because you don't have the experience for everybody. For instance, I have clients who, I have chefs, I have bakers, I have life coach, I have a beautician, I have an event planner, I have a car detail person, right? Let's say I still want to have a broad range of people that I service, right? What am I going to do when it comes to content? What am I going to do when it comes to packaging a product, whether it's digital or whatever? How do I make sure that I am including all of those people in the thought process of creating that? Do you see how complicated that can get very easily? Let's say I'm speaking to all of them on a Zoom call, and let's say I want to use an example of something for them to be able to grasp the concept of something that I'm speaking about, right? I would have to give one example to the baker, one example to the chef, one example to the car detail, one example for the beautician. I would have to provide 4 or 5 different examples for them all to understand what I'm saying, because they're not all part of the same niche, if that makes sense. So I had to broaden it down myself. Don't get me wrong. If anybody wants to come to me and they want me to still help them in whatever niche they're in or whatever industry they're in, I can still do it. But you have to narrow down your niche, because that's going to help you when it comes to your direction, when it comes to how you're going to strategize getting that reach. Okay, so I've helped all those people, right, in all of those different industries, right? But I will say, and you can even see in my bio on any of my platforms, I help women who are working in call centers. I help them turn their skills into a service-based business. Do you see how specific that is? So I'm not helping women. I'm helping women who are working in call centers. That narrows it down. So now when it comes to creating products, creating services, creating packages or bundles, or I want to do a Zoom call and I want it to be on a specific topic, when it comes to my content, when it comes to my, even sometimes when it comes down to your pricing, now I'm able to narrow down those things to where when I do pick a topic, everybody on that call will be able to relate to what I'm saying, because we're all in the same niche. I'm hoping I'm grasping. Another person, so I have a client, we're going to call her D, and she's a life coach, right? She wants to help everybody. She wants to help everybody. The way to narrow that down, one way is to ask the question to yourself, out of the people who I've helped in the past, where is the majority of my interactions coming from? Who is the easiest people to speak to or to relate to or to speak their language? And I will say this, even even D, one of my clients, who is a woman who works in a call center, right? She found out recently, like within, last week, She finally nailed down her niche, and it removed such a load off of her. Now she's excited. Now she knows what content to post because she knows exactly who she's talking to. Okay, so now her niche is, because the people who she talks to the most, the people who come to her the most for her opinion, advice, whatever you want to call it, are I'm not gonna say women, because it's not even women. The people who come to her for the most advice are leaders, right? Who are, whether you want to call it management, leadership, whatever you want to call it, male and females who are in healthcare leadership is who comes to her the most with asking her, how does she do it versus how they should do it, or what do you think about that? That is, I'm going to say that's probably about 80-90% of the people who are coming to her currently, who are asking for her opinion or asking for her advice. That's who those people are. Okay, so now she knows who her niche is, because she knows how to speak to them directly, because she's experienced that particular space, because that's where her background is. Outside of being a life coach, her background is in, I wouldn't say specifically call center, but it's also in leadership and having a team and having to do, with the leaders, y'all know what y'all gotta do. Y'all gotta do the check-ins. You gotta listen to calls. You have to motivate. You have to inspire. You're also trying to help the company or department when it comes to the retention of the department, as far as how many people are leaving, who's staying, who's going, who's quitting, who's getting fired. She is in that group of people. She gives them so much advice and so much feedback on ways for them to handle their team, how they should document things, how they should speak, how often they should check up with their team, with their agents, or however y'all calling it in your particular field. But 80-90% of the people who are reaching out to her because they love the way she is very, very good at her job, which is why they're coming to her and asking her for her opinion and for her advice, right? So now she knows she's not servicing everybody. She is servicing leaders who are in the call center space. And if she wants to technically niche it down even more, she could say leaders, not in a call center space, but leaders in the healthcare space. Because all leaders in healthcare, they all have the same goals. They all have the same expectations when it comes to nurturing their team, while also keeping up with the policies and guidelines of what they need to be doing, whether on shift or throughout the department, right? So if you're in healthcare, you already know you gotta stay up with HIPAA. You better be on the HIPAA. You better make sure that you're talking to the right person on that phone. Okay, make sure that you are documenting. Make sure that when you're talking to providers, or you're talking to imaging locations, or you're talking to the hospitals or the acute locations. You see how those words I'm using, imaging, acute, radiology, HIPAA, those are words specifically for healthcare. So she already knows how to talk to them because she already has that experience. Okay, that's the best way that I can describe a niche. So let's say you do a lawn care service and you service homeowners, right? Homeowners probably could work, but you can also niche it down even more. You are in lawn care and you service homeowners in the metro city area or in the rural areas. You can niche it even down to that. Do you get what I'm saying? Or niche down to homeowners who are in a developing area, whether it's new development or they're revising it, trying to bring it back up, trying to bring the property value up in that area. You can niche and say, I help homeowners who are in this particular situation. That's how you niche. You help these people who are in this particular situation. So when you say these people, that's the broadness. In this situation is the niche part. I'm hoping that's clicking. Okay. And I also will say this, because you asked the question. You were speaking on your biggest fear. Your biggest fear was choosing the wrong niche and wasting more time starting over. I'm not even gonna hold you. I don't know who you were listening to, who told you. Sorry, my thing is shaking. Who you say you were speaking to? Everyone online makes it seem like if I pick the wrong thing, my whole business is doomed. So instead of choosing, I avoid it. I don't know who you watching, babes. Who are you watching? Some people are lucky. I don't want to say lucky. Some people just know who they're helping, and them knowing is the actual niche. The majority of us, 80% of us, we have to niche down because we trying to help everybody and their mama, and that's not how that works. Okay, 80% of the people who are in business, they had to figure this out and fight this struggle. We have all picked the wrong niche. All of our niches have been way too broad, and we had to narrow it down. Your business will not be doomed if in the beginning you don't get it 100% right. That's what business is all about, y'all. Business is about trial and error. Until you put it out there, you don't know nothing. And that's the reality. You're not going to know anything until you put it out there. Okay? So even if right now you was able to figure out your niche and get real clarity on who your niche is, and you start pulling everything out and you start strategizing, you start posting your content, right? And you posting, you out there, you getting the reach out there, you're getting the awareness out there that you exist, right? It could still be the wrong niche. And I'm telling you, if you just start somewhere and you begin posting and you begin getting your content out there and the awareness out there that you exist and what you do, the people who are your niche, they will find you. I know this is hard to believe. The people who are meant to find you will find you. And through them finding you, that also could help you narrow down your niche. You might start, let's say let's say you cut hair, right? Well, you would think, I'm a barber. I want to cut everybody's hair. I want to cut everybody's hair, different ethnicities, different hairstyles, different textures of hair, right? You want to do it all, right? Okay. But let's say you get out there, you start posting your before and afters of your clients, and you have all different types, right? You have older people, you have millennials, you got boomers, you got kids, you got locks, you got texturized, you got perms, you got natural, you're doing cornrows, you're doing braids. Let's say you're doing all the things, right? But let's say the location where you are a barber at, or a beautician, because I definitely do braids out there. Let's say the location that you do hair at, right? Let's say it's across the street from a nursing home, right? There's a strong possibility that your now niche is going to end up being the boomers, or your niche is going to be people who are in retirement homes, because you're just convenient to the location for them in that time. You get what I'm saying? Same thing could happen if your location is near a school or near gymnasiums Or what's the other place I was just thinking about? It just crossed my head and I don't. Or it can be let's say downtown in a corporate office, right? So your location is going to matter too as far as your needs, but that's going to help the people who are going to be for you. They're going to find you sometimes due to proximity. If your location, your shop is near a school, baby, you're going to have some kids. Whether little kids, high school, whatever you want to call it, you're going to have some kids. If your location is downtown, you're going to have mostly corporate people. But the people who are going to be coming to you, they're going to find you. And whatever the majority of your clientele is, that is your niche. That is your niche. Now, sometimes when it comes to proximity, if you want to change that, you're probably going to have to move, because whoever you're trying to service, you have to be convenient to them, whether it's your location, whether it's, most of the time for beauticians, it's going to be your location. It's going to be the one of the main factors, location and your price. I think they're here nor there. What I'm trying to get you to understand is that the people are going to help you when it comes to your niche. But you're not going to figure out your niche if you don't just get out there and do it, okay? Get out there and do it. Post the content. Be consistent in your posting. Spread the word verbally, or have your friends and family spread the word at their job. Get some business cards or get some flyers, post them up, and that's going to begin helping you when it comes to you. And then when people start coming to you because of the flyers or word of mouth or saw your content, ask them to also, hey, let your people know where I'm at and what I'm doing. The majority of the people who start coming to you who are going to be consistent, who's going to actually become clients, that is your niche. Whether it's the retirees in a nursing home, whether it's kids getting off of school after basketball practice, or your corporate men who are going to be already downtown working after they get off of work or before they go into work, or whatever the case may be. They have their suits on. They're going to come in and see you. They're going to let you know. I promise. So do not fear choosing the wrong niche. When it comes to business, there is nothing that you can do to where once you make that decision, it can't be changed. Everything in business can be changed. Even if you start an LLC and then later on you say, you know what, actually I want an S Corp, it can be changed. Change the name. Oh, this is the name that I have now. I want it to be. You can change the name. It's tedious, a lot of steps, but you can change it. There's nothing in business that is set in stone. Anything can be changed. So please don't get wrapped up in choosing the wrong thing and being doomed. That does not exist. So whoever you're watching, stop watching them. You're doing too much. Okay. So I hope you're grasping what I'm saying, and I hope it was helpful. Okay. If you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out to me again. And I will try to get back to you. Also, anybody else watching, please remember, if you would like to submit your questions, your concerns, brainstorming moment that you're having, you want to submit that to me in an email or in a message, you can do that. If you go to the link in my bio, if you click on the button that says Office Hours with Adrienne, it will pull up the form. Just fill out the form, hit submit, and it sends it to me. And then I will hop on another one of these lovely videos and I will answer your email. So don't forget, if you would like to send me an email or a letter, please just go to the link in my bio, click on Office Hours with Adrienne, and ask me what you would like to ask me on the form and submit it. So I will talk to you all later, and you guys have a lovely afternoon and happy Valentine's Day.